So we're back with another top-down review, and today we're reviewing Shin Godzilla, or Godzilla Resurgence. And as you can see, I have a lovely panel. David, who you might remember from The Killing Joke. Yeah, you don't remember him. And Brandon, who is our Godzilla expert, here to talk to us about Godzilla. So fellas, just a quick question. What did we think of the Godzilla movie? Let's start with Brandon.
Let's see. I mean, overall, I enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't bored. I had a good time watching it. I felt like they took away from the whole monster mash, destroy buildings, destroy Tokyo. They actually treated it like a natural disaster. They emphasize on how much of a dire situation that when Godzilla's coming. It's technically a reboot of the series, so it's our first time Japan encounters Godzilla. So a lot of politics. They treat it like a natural disaster. I really like the tone and the vibes I was getting from the movie. It was really, really dark and really, really overwhelming at some points. And I really liked it, despite the fact that the monster design creeped the hell out of me.
Well, I mean, it's Japan, so it has that effect. So.
I mean, yeah, but that was just, oh god.
All right, David.
Just like that looks like a weird Godzilla. Like, it's Godzilla, but what I like though is like they made a big deal about radiation. Like they made that huge. It's like Godzilla is made out of radiation. Oh,
yeah, they did. Like people got radiation poisoning, and they brought that back. And
that's true. They did
cool.
bring back radiation, though I didn't see the first one. Only seen 2000 and the 14 one.
Yeah.
But this Godzilla is weird. Like he is interesting as a design. I like the art design style of it, but he's just really different. He's like looks like he's made out of molten lava. He has. His spikes are really, really chaotic, really weird, and he has like beams coming out everywhere. And his jaw opens like a predator per se. Like his jaw opens, which that's unique. I've never seen a Godzilla ever that opens his jaw like that. And he was really big. I don't know if he's as big as the 2014 one, but he was really big.
He's bigger. He's technically bigger.
He's really big. He's interesting art design for the Godzilla. That's what I think.
Yeah,
but it's interesting.
If you listen Legendary Pictures, you have a competitor for King Kong now. This is who's going up against King Kong. Let's get that big guy. Let's get that big guy. But when it comes to like the older Godzillas, just taking it back to like the older Godzillas and even to like the newer ones of 2014, does this one compare to like it's up there with all the other ones, or is it more down there as in like scale? Like is it still gonna come up as a classic, you think?
You want me to go in depth with this right now? I mean, okay, I'll do my best.
Yeah.
The very first movie came out in 1954, post World War II, things like that.
Right.
Very, very dark time in Japan. The first one ever was a very dark movie. They treated it like a natural disaster, just like this one.
Mm-hmm.
Although this one was much more over the top, I don't think it'll beat the first one ever when it comes to being a classic.
Right, yeah.
Because, I mean, the first one defined the monster genre. It was groundbreaking in every way at the time. This was just, it was good.
Mm-hmm.
It was over the top. I had fun watching it, but I don't think it will be deemed as an instant classic. I think over the time it will be, people will look back like, hey, remember that movie? Yeah, that was crazy. I think it'll be more like
a good reboot. Like because Japan hasn't done a Godzilla in a while, so this is like their introduction. And I will admit, for them to catch the audience, be like, hey, remember Godzilla? This is a way of catching Godzilla because it's like, hey, we brought back Godzilla and he looks really weird and he's really terrifying and he is really a monster. So it's like, I'll give them props on that. They grabbed your attention, like this is Godzilla.
In Japan, when the Japanese Godzilla movies, they had like very serious tone, and then they had like other monster movies. Probably don't even know, like Gamera, which is like a kid-friendly monster. So they tried going down that path. Godzilla went through a very goofy stage during the 70s. His face looked stupid.
He flies.
There was a time that he flied. Oh my god! He danced on the moon, in space. I don't know. He was very weird. And then in the 90s came. He was cool. He kicked ass 2000 he kicked ass.
And then 2014.
And then like the millennials. And then Japan just like, hey, we're going to do a reboot of the series. Disregarding even the first one. And we're just going to show you, this is the new storyline now. And then they bring...
Oh, I don't know, demon from hell. God, hell was like, have it Japan. Oh, we don't want to deal with it.
My girlfriend she's like, I'm gonna have nightmares now. It was very...
They have different stages, too. Like, the first one was in the water, where you just see his tail hanging out. Mm-hmm. And the second one is him dragging his fat body everywhere with big turkey eyes. Mm-hmm. And then the one he stands with no arms. And then the last form was this terrifying creature. And the thing about this is, like, it was hard to tell, like, what was CGI. To me, though, is like, what was CGI and what was costume. But there were some shots in there that, you know, CGI was, it was alright, but I won't complain. And there were some shots that I was like, really good shots. Because, like, there's a part the city turns off, and he's glowing, and it shows you, like, all the fire and the heat that comes out of this guy. And it's like, he looks pretty cool. So I'll give him some shots. He looks terrifying, but there's other shots he's like, I actually admire the art style and all the design they put in him. And they made him look massive, and that tail looks like it weighed like 50 tons. That tail was huge.
Japanese tradition, they like to film Godzilla movies, the Japanese ones, in a guy in a big rubber suit, destroying a miniaturized Tokyo that they build, you know, like sets and everything like that. This one's more CGI based, but to my knowledge, I think it was like part of it was like guy in a rubber suit, and then they just like dubbed
I mean, that one shot where he's just down the river and like he's just waddling around like a turkey.
That was CGI.
That was
CGI. But him walking, you know,
like the low shots, and then I think that was the guy in the rubber suit.
They just did CGI.
Or the shots where they like hitting with the helicopter. You see like his upper torso.
Right.
I think that was a guy in a suit.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
I'm fine with that. They keep in tradition, but hey, if they have the technology.
They have to modernize.
Yeah, they have the technology.
And I think they did that. There was a right balance of everything.
Yeah, I'll give them that. They did.
But they still kept it practical. I mean, which is a lot of stuff that not most people do nowadays.
I mean, it was more heavily CGI, but you can see the whole practical part.
Yeah, they obeyed the old, like how they did the tradition Godzilla, but they know that they have a new audience. So, you know, they spice it up, not a bit, a lot, because they changed Godzilla a lot, but, you know, they kept their tradition, but they're spicing up to draw the audience for the other people, the youngsters that, you know, the first Godzilla was the 2014, or I don't know when that one came out.
Right. So just to wrap it up here, knowing what we know from this Godzilla and the past Godzillas, what can we expect from Godzilla going forward into the future? Like Godzilla 2 or even a second Godzilla Resurrection?
There's going to be a sequel. Well, there's a scene that's a sequel.
Like I was talking to you about this before. Godzilla's been in Japan's been going on for over 50 years now.
Right.
So you can't have something over, Michael Bay's Transformers movies. They're like back to back. You're just like, another one.
Yeah.
They don't want that. So they make it to the point like, okay, let's take a break. They'll take like a 10-year break. The last Japanese Godzilla movie was 2004.
2004. Wow.
And that's what 12 years?
Yeah. Something like that.
12. Yeah. So they take decades breaks, and then they go back, and then they'll do like a string of movies, and then they'll take another break.
I feel like it's a great time to do it because the 2014 Godzilla came out, so it makes sense for them to bring out that Godzilla because Godzilla's getting hot again, so they might as well just bring it.
Allow them to spark it. People start asking like, "Hey, where's our Godzilla?" And it's like, "Okay, we'll make you one."
Because like, there's a lot of monster movies coming out, so it's like right now it's the years of the monster movies coming back.
Thank you, Marvel, for making those cinematic universes that everyone loves so much.
Civil War versus Godzilla.
There you go. Captain America can just get flung by Godzilla's tail. But let me know what you guys thought about Godzilla Resurrection, and let me know what you guys thought of this amazing panel. I'd like to do more of them on bigger movies, maybe Doctor Strange or even other movies. We'll see what happens. But definitely check out my other top-down reviews. Check out the Walking Dead reaction video that I'm going to be doing on October 23rd. That's going to be really good. We're going to see who Negan kills. And they're playing with Godzillas. Here's a 2014 one for you. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the top-down review and this lovely panel, and I will see you in the next video. Adios.
His mouth fell.
You dropped his mouth.